What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video on the channel. This is a special video. This one is a Nightreign video. This is FromSoft's attempt at procedurally generated roguelike. Yes, something brand new that they're coming out with, something that they've never done before. They just had an invite-only network test to try out for the classes that bounce between two randomized seeds for Limveld. I'm gonna go over everything that I played, everything that I liked about it, some things that I didn't like about it, and I think it's gonna be something special when it comes out if they nail everything that I want to be talking about today. So if you guys like the video, hit that like button. If you guys like the content on the channel, hit that sub button, and let's jump right into it. In all, I had a lot of fun playing with friends. The servers were pretty jank during the first couple of sessions, but that's understandable. But once we got the ability to matchmake with passwords, the enjoyment was there. The game feels familiar, but with a twist that it makes it feel like I have to learn something new in Elden Ring, and that hasn't happened in a long time. The movement is one of my favorite things about Nightreign. I love the sprint and dash feature to traverse quickly over large fields, and the ability to jump and vault over mountains and kind of different platforms and have spirit springs for your character to vault over huge mountains. It keeps the pace of the game very quick, and I love being able to get to one place and another in such a fast fashion. When your team drops in, which is usually a tight team of 3, we haven't tried 2 or 1. Well, I didn't try it. The matchmaking was so jank that I don't think there's a way. I don't know if it scales to 1 and 2 people, but right now all I've done is with 3 people. The race begins to get to night 3. There are different icons on the map signaling what kind of ruins they are, what kind of castles you're going to be going to, and forts as well that you can visit. These are all kind of labeled with like different kind of status effects. You have poison, fire, rot. Each one usually has 1 to 2 bosses that can be defeated, and this is varied from Elden Ring favorites like Crucible Knights to Godskin Nobles. There's also different activities that you can do around Limveld. This includes horde mode with ants, which was such a cool thing, and Morgott just surprising you during a boss fight, and he just fights you as well, so now you're 2v3. All these events give you some sort of power up for the run to help you get through the night. I love this randomization stuff. I need them to have more dynamic events that happen around the map. I think that's what keeps it fresh, that's what keeps it kind of fun and more engaging. There's also merchants all around to help you to buy items and upgrades. Usually these items are pretty static, the upgrades are pretty static, but I think it's just because it's the network test. I loved exploring the areas, and I really hope there's varied places to go. I want to see some more weird shit like swamps, some Volcano Manor stuff. I don't want to see the same map over and over, because even with these 3 or 4 days of doing network tests, of running the same map, it kind of felt like it was overstaying its welcome. So I'm hoping to see more. If anybody's ever played Nioh before, and you know when loot drops, it's all over the place. It works the same way here in Nightreign. When opening chests, it just spills everywhere with different rarities. You get from white, blue, purple, and gold. It's a lot more structured when you kill bosses, so when a boss dies, it gives you a colored note when you touch it telling you what loot level has been dropped. Usually you can choose from 2 weapons or a self buff. All weapons have passive abilities attached to them, and you have 6 inventory slots, which you can kind of mix and match with a lot of things. It's always to keep as many weapons on you as possible for your build. And this is where you can get some broken builds. I had the Mogwin Sacred Fork for one of my runs, and it was melting everything because it had the fire and the bleed. I like this system a lot, but I think it needs to be tuned a little bit and scaled as well. I felt like I was going from 0 to 100 real fast when I got certain weapons, especially the big bonk weapons. So as the night progresses, their version of the storm pinpoints a part of the map where it indicates where the boss fight is going to be. So I just want to go over some of the bosses that we kind of fought every night. One of them is a DTS version that has its own Rose's summons. Yes, they have kind of changed some of the movesets for bosses that you've already seen in Elden Ring. It's a very, very cool change. Like Morgott has a little change as well, and also you got brand new bosses like the Centipede Demon, which is a really, really cool callback. You could even break off the limbs of the Centipede Demon, which was a kind of a nice touch. I think the boss quality is really, really cool. Even the last boss, albeit not that difficult, it's got a good taste of what to come when they have 8 original bosses that they're planning for the actual release. When you get through the last boss, you do get runes that you could put onto characters after the run. Go back to the round table each time you finish a run, or even go through a run. Even if you don't have to finish the run, you just have to, get back to the round table. You get runes that you can slot into characters. This will buff you for the next run. I love this because it gives you a sense of progression, and it's something that you can work towards, which is what I love about roguelikes from the first place. So when it comes to the network test, there was 4 characters we could choose from. There will be 4 more at launch, but just for this test, there was the Wilder, which is pretty much the Elden Ring of Nightreign. He's more of a strength user, sword, like great sword kind of type thing. Second is the Duchess. She's the dex player of the party, has kind of a Bloodborne style of dodging, attacks really, really fast. The third is a bird type character that's usually the tank, and it buffs your party. It gives you more defense, that kind of type thing. And the final one is a Recluse, who is a sorcerer that siphons affinities from enemies for big damage. All of them are actually really, really fun to play. The Recluse was a little more confusing, but I think I just need a little bit more time with her. But everybody else, so much fun. The Wilder is my favorite, with a close second with Duchess. So when it comes to my concerns playing Nightreign, this is where I want to talk about the stuff that I hope they change or hope they kind of have in the final build. The first is online. From Software has never really had a great track record when it comes to playing with friends and online play. They're still using the antiquated system of passwords instead of letting us invite friends into our lobbies. Like, it would be really cool if I could just invite my friends to a round table and we could just kind of run around there, get our loadouts ready, that kind of type thing. There's a lot of rubber banding also when I was playing online, but I think that's the reason why there was a network test to kind of fix those kinks and try to get those out of the way before the actual release. My next concern is more with gameplay. I want varying gameplay. I love getting new abilities that change how I can play my character. For example, I got one when I sprint, it puts a cold spot on the ground. Another one is when I dodged, a big dragon lightning hit the ground around me that has the possibility of doing damage and stunning. I love that stuff so much. Instead of like the small buffs like stats, these are the staple of roguelikes. My final concern is the map. I want different assets from different areas in Elden Ring, not just Limgrave. Change Limveld into different places that we've seen in the game that we're familiar with. I would love to see that. There's so much potential to a procedurally generated game with Elden Ring assets. I think this game is going to be a hit. We're right now most likely seeing like a 3 to 4 month build, so I'm sure it plays even better now. It has that potential for that one more feeling like I did with Hades, and I really hope they hit that. I'm glad that From Software is getting out of their comfort zone a little bit and trying new things. I wanted to play more after the network test is over, so I think that's a pretty good sign. I think it's going to be a great game, but I don't think it's going to be an amazing game. They've really got to nail that roguelike feeling. But that's all my thoughts on Nightreign. What do you guys think about Nightreign? What are you guys' hopes? What's your concerns? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys like the video, hit that like button. If you guys like the content on the channel, hit that sub button. I'd really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one.